the previous episode of Big Easy Sailing, we found Gone with the Wind online, and Sean flew out to Florida to purchase her. The main engine wouldn't run, so Sean decided to move the boat by dinghy. But after the dinghy transom ripped from the sides, Sean was left stranded on his way to the Pahokee Marina. A father and son fishermen saved Gone with the Wind and were kind enough to tow her to their hometown of Stuart, Florida.
Hey y'all, as you can see, we made it to Florida. Just joking, we're still here in Colorado. We have about 15 days left until we head down to Florida to be on Gone with the Wind. If you want to stay updated with us on our location and our activities, you can always check out our Facebook page.
Our second episode is about all the drama that takes place when you live 2,000 miles away from where your boat is.
Sean anchored Gone with the Wind, tucked away from the coastline in the St. Lucie River. He flew back to Colorado, leaving the boat with the promise from Mitch to check on her in our absence until Sean could return to finish moving Gwen to the Pahokee Marina. Less than 2 weeks later, we received a ticket in the mail for not having an anchor light, so I immediately booked another red-eye flight for Sean to fly out to Florida and fix the anchor light that was previously working.
While I was there, I also planned to diagnose the engine failure and inspect all the other systems. You're probably wondering what qualifications I have to diagnose an engine failure without professional help. Well, there's something about me we haven't mentioned yet.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
I happen to be a Ford Master Tech specializing in diesels and electronics, and I have experience with marine engines and other various boat repairs from my time in Alaska.
Days before Sean's arrival, Tropical Storm Colin blew through Florida, and some pretty gnarly winds hit Stuart.
Okay, here's an access point to get to my boat. Of course, the water's so polluted you can't get in it or you'll die. This guy didn't make it. Then that sailboat over there, the mast is broken half. So I'm feeling pretty fortunate about my situation. So this boat got beat the fuck up by that boat. Alright, gotta make sure we get the footage. Damage. Oh, this shit's HD. So this line is caught in our prop. There's the other end over there where I was able to get the anchor off, which is this big bastard. Each slab was packed with mud anyway. Sucker was heavy. Alright, so we got some more damage over here like that. Corners all made up. All these kisses. Not too bad back here. There's little bits of fiberglass. Nothing ain't shitty. These are all kisses. So it doesn't feel too bad. But it keeps on going. So this thing was probably getting pinched up by the rope and just beating the piss out of the deck. Maybe, I don't know. All that shit's like that, I think. That's pretty much one of the nastier dudes. The front. Here's some of the little fiberglass madness. I guess that's not looking too bad. So this guy got bent up, but that could be replaced. It still looks good. So this side's not too bad on the scratches. It's just all over, so it looks really pathetic.
Sean's new mission was to resecure Gwen in case another storm came through, and he got new anchors from a second-hand store that Mitch knew about. Of course, he still needed to fix the anchor light as well. He was able to accomplish all this in just the 2 days he had.
So a few months passed while we worked and saved money in Colorado, and Mitch gave us status reports on the boat while we were away. I scheduled another red-eye flight for Sean to go back out to Gone with the Wind. This time, hopefully to diagnose the engine and check out all the other systems.
I had so much to do in such a short amount of time that I couldn't be distracted with cameras and recording videos. I apologize, there are no videos of that trip. That being said, I was able to determine that the main engine had been swamped and it either needed to be rebuilt or replaced. We decided to have it rebuilt. Mitch, my buddy, wasn't in town, so he arranged for one of his friends to help. Bring me to my boat, help me snatch the engine out, and I took it to a shop on my way to the airport to fly back to Colorado.
Barely 2 months later, Sean was contacted by the Martin County Sheriff's Marine Unit, saying our boat was in the channel and dragging towards a marina with multi-million-dollar boats.
Since I wasn't in Florida, I couldn't go to the boat and re-anchor her myself. Sea Tow was there, however, and willing to hold the boat since they wouldn't dock or anchor the boat without the owner being present. That was going to cost $3,500 just for them to hold the boat since we weren't members.
Fortunately, Sean called Mitch before he gave Sea Tow the approval, and Mitch saved the day again. So since Mitch was in his hometown, he was familiar with the deputy, and with our permission, the deputy allowed Mitch to take possession of Gwen and to tow her to safety for us. So both the deputy and Mitch saved us a lot of stress and a lot of money that day. Thanks so much, guys. Coincidentally, though, I previously booked a flight for Sean to go back out to Florida less than a week later in order to reinstall the engine that was ready and to hopefully move the boat to the Pahokee Marina.
Before that happens, I receive another text message from the same sheriff's deputy. I call him up. He explains to me that when the tide changes, our boat, where it's anchored now, is drifting near the channel, and they've received one complaint. He wasn't going to give me a ticket because I explained to him that in 2 days I would be there to permanently move the boat to a marina, and he allowed me that time.
So, unaware to us, the local boat show was going on in Stewart while Sean was there trying to move the boat. That made it impossible for us to find a replacement marine shop to haul the boat out because our appointment that we had scheduled got canceled at the last moment. So we needed to still have the line removed from the prop. We definitely needed to have the hull scraped because it had probably been years since that's been done. And Sean couldn't do any of that himself because of the severity of the contaminated water. We were running out of options once again.
We started calling divers as an alternative and finally found Maximum Diving. Max the Ruski diver agreed to help Sean for a very reasonable price. He was even kind enough to bring Sean and our rebuilt engine from the dock back to Gwen and used the boom on his boat to lift the engine back onto our boat. As Max suited up, jumped in the contaminated water, scraped our hull, and removed the line from the prop, Sean buttoned up the engine. We're going to give you all the details about the engine and the reinstall in a future episode. Now that the engine was reinstalled, the next step was to continue to move Gone with the Wind to Pahokee Marina, where she will finally be safe.
Thanks again for watching Big Easy Sailing. Hit subscribe and the like buttons if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow.
We want to take a moment to thank all of y'all for all the kind and supportive words that we've already received. It really helps us to push harder in order to achieve our dream of sailing the world. So thank you. And don't forget to stay tuned for episode 3 as Gone with the Wind finally makes it to her new home, the Pahokee Marina. Bye.
Might have to wait for the tide to go down. You know the tides?
Pretty good. No. I'm trying to figure out when the tide goes down a little bit. Yeah, it's not a lot. You bent it. It's bent. Yeah, it's barely, man, you just need about, yeah, maybe 2 feet. Yeah. When does the tide go out? Like about 5? 5 o'clock? Damn, man. Yeah, good luck, man.